Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain back for some more Dungeons and Dragons online. So here we are. We're starting on the ship this time because I wanted to show you how to access this area. So there are a couple of ways to access this area. The first is from the airship. You select the far shifter and you can select Meridia in the Veil of Twilight. That is the easiest way to get there. The other way to access this is you would need to go into the 12 tower. Towards the back, there will be a person who gives you a quest. Then you would exit through the 12 tower, and from there you can access the Veil of Twilight Slayer area, and then you would have to run through the Slayer area to this town. But that's why I wanted to show you how to get here from the airship. It's super simple, it's super easy. So the quests that we're going to be doing are actually right here next to the little cart. So the first one we're going to be doing is from Troll Knopper, and it's going to be called Creeping Death. Now this one has a big giant gelatinous cube with a death aura in it. So if you get close to this cube, it will instantly kill you. So you do definitely got to be careful, and even effects like Death Ward will not protect you from its insta death effect. There's actually no save. So the first thing you want to do when you get in here, you want to just head forward, and you'll come across Leth. You can just talk to them. The unlocker valve, so obviously you can't progress without talking to them. And here we are. So there's the giant cube down there. And you'll actually see two people inside that it just kind of ate. There's also a kobold inside that ooze if you look very carefully. And yeah, so our objective is to essentially get him out of the cube so that we can kill him. So first we need to head around the top here and up the waterfall to the door. Now, the enemies in here are fairly difficult in comparison to a lot of the other enemies that you've been fighting at this level range. Kind of the newer quests have higher hit points, so just watch yourself there. And even the traps seem to hit a little bit harder. Typical new content stuff. Each new content they release makes them stronger and stronger. So as you're seeing, we are also seeing some traps. Our trap box is just in here to the left. And we're able to get that there. Alright, now that we have that one there, just grab our breakables, and then we're going to want to head off to the west and kill the rest of these kobolds. Alright, so once you get past these groups of kobolds here, we are going to come to a door. So just a moment while we plow through these guys. So as you see, I am also again joined by Shira, though name's slightly shorter. That's because he's now on his main character. Alright, so once you go through them, you are going to want to proceed north. And as you'll see, we did pull both groups. You got to be careful if you're not really up to fighting both groups at once, because it can get very hairy having to deal with so many at once. But even if you do just deal one group and then you pull the other one, you definitely want to pull it as you are seeing the traps there. So you're going to want to pull it to this side of the trap just to make it easier on yourself. Now the box for this trap is actually in the corner there, just after that first wave of traps, and that will disable all of them here. Once you do that, again, proceed through the door to our next section, and again we are going to have some traps. You also see one of my favorite enemies that I like to split up, and that's these. That was the ooze there. And again, I like splitting them simply because the extra chance for those rems. Alright, at the back here, you can get a trap box, which is associated with the traps there. Okay, so once these guys are down, you do have two directions that you can head. Now, off to the west is basically a dead end, but it does have some breakables and sometimes a trap. Um, but off to the east is the direction that we actually ultimately need to head in order to complete the quest here. So again, through the door, continue on. This time it does have ourselves a little shrine. And then as you can see, a kind of a drop down. This is a one way. So that shrine is a use or lose. At this point, again, this is where we're going to first run into our ooze. So you'll notice the little haze. Again, just avoid him at all costs. Wait until he passes by. You're going to want to sneak off to the right. And you're going to want to hop past these traps. The trap box is going to be in the secret door here. If you're not able to escape the ooze and like get past all this as fast as you can, again, you can hide in these side paths. From here, you're going to want to head north into this room. It's got a door with 3 unlit runes on it. Just pass through there. And our objective in here is to get to the 3 levers and pull them down. So there are a couple of levers, actually there's I believe 5 levers total. A couple of them, like this one here, just drop down a ladder, giving you a safe spot if you happen to fall. From here, there are 2 ways across. You can kind of hop up, or you can hop across this way here. And up to our first rune. From here, you're going to want to hop across. Either jump right across like I had done, or across the edge. You'll be able to pull this lever, and that's going to give us a second ladder, kind of a little save point. From here, again across, up. Now you have over where Shira is. You can access that by going across the wall to pull that rune. And you also need to head across this way to pull this rune. Now once you pull all 3 of those runes, this room is completed, and you'll be able to head on out. Now when you head out, again, watch out for that ooze. He might be around the corner, he might not be. Luckily we got him where he's not. And now it's simply just a waiting game. We need to wait for the ooze to come past here and basically get to this point, and he's going to be evaporated, and we'll be able to move on. And actually, he might have... Yeah, it looks like he already hit it, so while we were gone. So yeah, normally there's a ring. He'll step on the ring, he'll evaporate, and then you can proceed forward. Alright, and again, control box. It does see Shira had set it off. What it is there's two giant blades that come out of the sides. So you just gotta watch yourself, jump across, grab the box. From here, heading south, more of our favorite oozes. And the one downside with so many oozes is Reapers. Alright. So as you can see, right at the door here is a really nice choke point for that. You're easily able to fend them off. Now, once you go through, again, we got a troll box right here to our right. That will disable the blade traps right here. From here, you want to head off to the east, through the door, and again, even more ooze. But again, with splitting them, when they split, they have very, very little hit points, making it nearly a one-hit kill. But again, you got to deal with the multitude of them and the higher chance for Reaper spawns. So moving forward, we are going to come to a blue barrier. Now at this point, we got to worry again about the ooze. So sometimes he's right around the corner immediately, which there he is. We just got to see which way he's actually heading, whether he's coming towards us or heading away from, which it does look like he is heading towards us. Or not. There he goes. He was stuck there for a moment. So you want to just sit there. As you can see, you can pull the lever to kind of get back on the other side. Oh, a whole bit of lag. But you just want to make sure that he doesn't come get you, and that you can sneak up past him here. Now at this point, you do want to head off to the right immediately and jump into the water, getting away from the ooze. And on the western side, or off to the right, you do have another door that we got to go through. Now on this one, we do have some enemies and a a horned devil. Now with this fight, the horned devil actually can't go this far. He'll rubber band back. So what I like to do is I will start attacking the oozes and everything like that, pulling them over here. Typically this forces him to rubber band, but he's not rubber banding, so there we go. At that point, there we go. So we were just a little bit too close. This way we can kill the trash and then head right in and just focus solely on him. No, guess I do not have a DR bypass for him. Unless... nope, no DR bypass. Most likely he will have a dual bypass of cold iron and good, and at this moment I can only have one or the other, so... Alright, so at this point, kill him, it'll unlock our lever. It will also give us a loot chest and a set of shrines, so it kind of gives you everything right after this difficult fight. Now there are some breakables in the gates here, if you want to use the levers to open them up, or if you happen to have anything like fireball, save yourself the time. Now, once that lever is pulled, we can now exit, and we actually want to swim in the water, as it will that lever will have opened up a hatch here, allowing us to head in the water and to the east. Now, at the end of this path, it's going to be a seemingly decent floor. However, if gaming sense has taught you anything, this is clearly a trap, and that's exactly correct. The floor breaks. So if you notice what I did there, I kind of jumped in, came back to where the ladder was. It's safe, so you can get across and have the floor break so you can see where the pillars are, and then simply just jump across. Now you do need to just get to the lever, pull that there, and then head across. Now there are a few things to kill down there, as well as some collectibles, but it's really not needed unless of course you fall, in which case there is a ladder right here to climb back up and try again. Now once you've got the lever, just head back through to the main section. This will have dropped that bridge, and having the bridge dropped will allow the cube to cross, and there he goes. He hit the sigil, he teleports out, and he's off to the next section. Alright. So with the next section, it's coming up here. Now there are some traps, so just watch out before you head down the waterfall. Now, the traps themselves, it used to actually be up top here, and the reason they moved it is because it was just very, very difficult to get through these without actually setting them off. And the position where you had to stand, due to the fact the waterfall pushes you forward, it was very hard to stand in that position, get the trap without getting hit by the trap, unless you had evasion. And for characters like myself, where we don't actually get evasion until I'm a higher level, as arties don't innately get it, so I need to get it through other sources, such as the Epic Destinies. So yeah, where it used to be, it was right here. And as you can see, the waterfall, I'm not touching the keys, it's just throwing me around. You would have to stand right here as soon as you get off, because it's standing here, despite the blade only showing it stops here, it would still hit you if you're over here. So again, just another thing that they've done for an ease of life is just move that trap box a little bit, and yeah. So at the bottom here, continue through the door. Again, more enemies. As you see, we have two groups again, so we can choose to fight one or both. And again, you can use the door as a choke point if needed. Set your tank up there and drag everybody back to the door. Alright. So once those guys are done, again, proceed to the end and door. So I like that they put in so many doors. It really does help you from spawning in too many guys and too many waves at once. Kind of sections them off. Making it a little bit easier there. Alright, so once we've defeated this wave, we have now a shrine. And again, another section door to push forward. Alright, so as you guys can see, a lot of this going forward, pushing back, so on and so forth. So this section has a puzzle, and a puzzle in which you are got to light up the kind of orbs, but at the same time you got to dodge the ooze. So it really does make it a little difficult. Especially if you're getting a little bit of lag like we are there. And then he's actually going to come up and around, so I'm going to actually hop off here. See if he's which way he's going. Alright, so again, you want to avoid touching the red mist. And we got to get that bridge down. So we'll come in. He's going to swap positions. And again, just be careful. There we go. So now we're going to need to get him over to the sigil over there. So he's going to head across the bridge. And once he strikes that sigil, it will drop down the barrier. And once he does that, I'm also going to give you guys a quick look at how the puzzle is set up. A little bit better now that we don't got to be jumping in and out of the way. So you kind of headed this one off at the splits. You kind of send them left and right. You really just work around the edges. And there you go. So at this point, he's essentially broken out of his cube. Oh, we are about to get a huge fun horde, guys. Alright, so at this point here, we've been in here a bit, so I am going to bring our hireling and give us some rebuffs. And some top up heals as well. Alright, so we're going to push forward. So again, we got a control panel here. And this control panel will control these traps. So just watch yourself there. And through here, we have our end fight. Now, as you'll see, there are guys on the pillars to the left and right. You can kill them. You can also start attacking the big guy. What I would like to point out is, with Garko, as you're fighting him, he is going to spawn in a bunch of enemies. More kobolds, oozes, all sorts of enemies. But once Garko dies, he's going to despawn everything he's summoned in himself. Now, there is a slight exception. If you happen to split any of the ooze, because you've split it, you've now summoned in the extras. So when he does do the desummon, it won't unspawn the oozes that you've already split. Alright, so this point, we're just going to go hog wild and really blast on Garko. Now, there used to be a kind of a safe spot, which was up top there, where those guys were standing. As you can see, that's no longer a case, as it has some air jets, which will throw you around the room. So there goes Garko. As you see, everything else is despawned, except for these few ooze that we had ended up splitting. So it makes it for an easy fight if you just focus on him. Once he's dead, you got some nice loot. And you can actually get some named item out of this one, such as Eritrico's Bane there, which is not too terrible of a ring. I mean, if you are looking for that type of, item. You also have, like these ones, the Boots of the Devil's Commander, which is really great for some sort of a barbarian, which I will be passing there, as they really like to draw in aggro, and it gives them that extra defensive. I'm good there, Shira, but I'll definitely pass you those boots. And, so there are some good gear out of this. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a blast, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one, all.